As most of you know, the next pay-per-view on the docket is Dricus Du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev at UFC 319 in Chicago. And I want to kind of talk about how this main card shapes up and why this fight card itself might actually be a pretty fun one. So, obviously, every single person is going to be subjected to the Dricus by cartoon hammer lines. It's going to be unfortunate, but you're already getting the Instagram reels, you're already getting the TikToks as is. So, we got to kind of put up with it for what it's worth at this point. That, you're going to get edits that's like, oh, when the falling piano lands on Hamzad and Dricus is crowned the champion, or when Hamzat submits Dricus, but then a second Dricus enters and says, "Thank God that guy wasn't me." Like I get so many of these fucking TikToks all the time on my For You page, so I think we're definitely going to get some of that in the main event. And then even on the Hamzat side, you're going to get like, oh, the Dagestan blood. Like you're going to get those TikToks, the Z Pirate, the Randall Stan. Like, if you're not that deep into MMA Twitter, and this is literally just brain rot, then I'm so sorry. But if you watch my videos, you're pretty deep in MMA TikTok. And obviously, you get the like Z Pirate and the 25-minute blood, and I feel so bad for someone who's watching my videos for the first time and this is what they hear me say. But yeah, you get like Joe Rogan walking out. I mean, who does that to Gerald Meerschaert, guys? No one did that to Gerald Meerschaert before Hamza. No one one punch KO'd him. And then you'll go to like the press conference here in this main event, and it's like Dricus thing. You think what I did to Sean Strickland was bad? Just wait to see what I do to you. Hey, brother, I don't give a fuck, brother. Brother, I come here to fuck everybody, brother. Brother, I come here to fuck everybody. Like he's got like a little. I don't know why Hamzat speaks because not every Dagestani, like Russian, Chechnyan type of fighter speaks the way Hamzat does. Like, they're all speaking broken English, but like I feel like he tells people he wants to fuck them a lot more. Like, I don't know if Hamzat's got kind of a secret agenda going, but literally every press conference, go back and listen. This guy's like, brother, I come here, I want to fuck everybody, bro, this guy, I'm going to fuck this guy. And it's interesting, man. So maybe go back and watch those press conferences that he does. But either way, there is something missing from this picture. But the main card is DDP versus Hamzat, obviously an incredible main event. Jeff Neal and Carlos Prates, great pay per view fight. Cannonier and MVP, great pay per view fight. And Tim Elliott, Kaya Sakura, and while it's like not a big name fight, it'll be a finish. So it's a pretty fun idea for a fight. But there is something missing in this picture currently. Do you know what it is? It's that we currently do not have a co-main event. And this is what I want to talk about today. Because yes, the card itself is actually really fun. There's a lot of big names on the prelims even that we'll talk about way later. But for now, I am proposing, first of all, that this guy be condemned to be a terrorist and be condemned for his war crimes. UFC 319 is in less than a month, and we do not have a co-main event. How do we not have a co-main event? This is like the type of shit where, like, you get like an interviewer at the press conference after 318. Hey, Dana, I didn't hear what the co-main event was for 319. Can you tell us? Also, how does it feel back to be in Louisiana? Yeah. What's the question? Yeah, Conor said he wants to fight Nate. He wants to fight Nate at the White House. Isn't he fucking awesome? Isn't he fucking awesome, Conor McGregor? This guy sucks, man. So instead, we are going to be eliminating Dana White and making Money Manziel MMA the matchmaker for the co-main event. And listen, I know a lot of people are talking about Movsar and Aaron Pico being the main event, and it probably will be. But I have a fight that I have crafted up from the depths, I said that wrong, of my brain. And, it's a fight you'd never expect, but holy shit, would it be a banger of a co-main event in Chicago, of all places. So, let me just set the scene for you. Let me set the stage. We need a co-main event, right? We already have a middleweight fight, so you don't need another middleweight fight on the pay-per-view to back it up because you have MVP and Jared Cannonier to back up the main event in case something happens. Probably throw like fucking Jared Cannonier in there versus DDP, who knows? But that means you can get creative. And I'm a guy who really likes to see Americans shine. I like patriotism on the big stage. So we're going to throw Michael Chandler in this spot. And I know what people are saying. Come on, Michael Chandler, this guy's washed. Look at what Patty did to him. First of all, this guy's already back in the gym training, so he's definitely in shape and no longer hurt. It's a 5 pay-per-view difference, like a 4-month difference. It's a quick turnaround, I'll admit, but fucking Chandler could use a quick turnaround for once in a while. So either way, the next bit of this that I need to talk about, 170 pounds, 5 rounds. Okay? So we're up to welterweight now with Michael Chandler in this co-main event. And yes, this is insane. You're a dumbass. You're an idiot. What is wrong with you? Delete your channel. You know, like all this kind of stuff. Michael Chandler in the co-main event. Hey man, our co-main event this past week was Paulo Costa and Roman Kopylov. So I think anything is better than that. So either way, 170, 5 rounds, Iron Michael Chandler. And who is he fighting, you ask? I'm going to take him to the 7th layer of hair, bro. Bro, this guy sucks, dude. Dude, I fucking demolished this guy. This guy's a bum, dude. Colby Covington. Michael Chandler, Colby Covington, 170 pounds, in a 5-round co-main event. You were telling me that that would not set the stage for an unbelievable main event in DDP and Khamzat Chimaev. No way that fight goes 5 rounds. I think Chandler could smoke Colby. I think Colby could get Chandler down and submit him. I think that's like a type of fight where it gets announced, and initially you're kind of like, oh, really? Fucking Chandler and Colby? And then fight week, you start to see the embedded clips. You get to the press conference, and everyone is hyped for that co-main event. As much as people don't want to admit it, people still watch Colby fights. I was excited to watch Colby fight Joaquin Buckley, and I knew he had no chance in there. People still want to watch Colby fight, especially because they want him to lose. And I have a feeling the media is going to turn on Colby a little bit. I don't know why, but I kind of get that sense. So I think this is the type of fight where you get hyped as it gets closer to the main event. And man, like, imagine the pay-per-view topped off by this before the main event. Like, that'd be pretty fucking special. So that is what I believe the UFC 319 co-main event could be if Money Manziel was the matchmaker and not Dana White. So it is what it is there. But more than likely, it won't be. But the cinema would be nuts, though. I mean, come on, bro. Conor McGregor, you gotta come back and send dick pics to somebody. I am opening the DMs. You know, like Michael Chandler on the mic afterwards. You know, Colby gets up there. Bro, like, this guy's a freaking bum, dude. Like, I want to fight Usman again for the 4th time, you know? Like, give me the Usman trilogy. That's unfinished business. Marty Fake Newsman, we got unfinished business. But I feel like a fucking autistic boy, like going into voice lines every time I think of these people. But let me know if anyone else relates. Either way, that is cinema. Unfortunately, it's going to be Evloev and Pico. I don't make the rules. I know this game works. I'm gonna sneeze. We all know how Dana White operates, and the thing is, like, it's not a bad co-main event. Like, Movsar's the number 1 contender at featherweight, so it makes sense. And Pico's going to give him a threat on the feet at least, but we have seen Bellator fighters and PFL fighters really struggle to make the jump just because of the level of competition difference. And Pico has been finished quite a few times. He's been dominated in moments. I think Movsar would win this if it does take place, so I would be interested to see if this fight actually gets made. But either way, I feel like my co-main event, the Money Manziel co-main event, was, you know, a little bit better. But either way, let's talk about the rest of the rest of the card itself, not the main card, because we already talked about that, Colin. But we have King Green and Diego Ferreira. That's probably a finish, to be honest with you. That's a banger of a fight. Yeah. What's the question? Yeah, we got King Green. King Green on a pay-per-view in 2025. Mearshart and Oluwachechuk, that's like kind of a goofball fight. That's probably a finish also. Andrade and Godinez is actually a really good women's fight for what it's worth. Both like actually kind of skilled fighters. Hooper and Alexander Hernandez is kind of a hilarious fight. It's the type of fight that Alex Hernandez might win, so I'd watch out for that. And then Edson Barboza versus Drakkar Close. I really think Edson Barboza is going to win that fight. Drakkar Close can punch, and that is an issue versus Edson Barboza at this point in his career because the kid cannot eat a punch, but he's moving up to lightweight. The chin should be a little better, hopefully. Um, I'm hoping that Edson could get a win here, maybe another fucking spinning heel kick knockout. I mean, Drakkar is incredibly chinny, um, and I think Edson Barboza could put a beating on him, so that would be really fun also. But, ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for my UFC 319 discussion and conversation. I really just wanted to highlight the card and highlight what the co-main event could be if matchmakers wanted to make the fun fights for the fans, just for the sake of eyeballs, but either way, I hope you guys enjoyed. Obviously, I'll do more real UFC 319 stuff when it gets there, but I just needed something to talk about on a Monday. Either way, tomorrow the Money Manziel MMA criteria will come out and will be live for UFC Abu Dhabi. You already know who I'm picking in that main event, by the way. So stay tuned. I'll see you guys in the next one. Subscribe, like, comment. I said that in the wrong order down below. The TikTok is at Money Manziel MMA. We're actually getting a lot of views because I picked Michael Johnson to win his fight. But thank you so much for listening. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, boys.